Good morning and happy Festivus. I'm really thrilled to be with you today, and my colleagues are here from CPB, Erica Pulley-Hayes and Elise Garfinkel. But I have to be honest, any conference focused on growing my ass is a concern. Especially if twerking lessons are included. So when I got the invitation, I thought, I don't know. But I reread Laura Walker's very nice invite and realized that this is a gathering where women can learn how to become or how to get better at being podcasters. Work it, not twerk it. And of course, I am always so thrilled to get out of Washington, D.C. I'll say very little about that because this is being streamed live. But the real reason I want to be here is the opportunity to return to New York, my native land. And I know with this accent you thought I was from the South, right? Okay. All the speech lessons, they just didn't work. But anyway, and it's also an opportunity for me to thank Laura Walker for her leadership and the work of the great team at WNYC on behalf of women and media. Laura is such a true leader. A great person to work with. In fact, one of the first people I met when I came to CPB almost 10 years ago, and she came in, and I don't even remember what she said, something about building some sort of space. I said, it was right after 9/11. I mean, it was 2005, so not too far after 9/11. I said, whatever it takes. You're from New York. That's all I need to know. And then, since then, no one has let me out, so. But the interesting thing is that women and podcasting were really made for each other. We are the original storytellers, sharing information openly and generously. I mean, really, how many times have we asked a friend, how do you open a Swiss bank account? Or do you know a good divorce attorney? Okay, maybe not those questions exactly. But you know what I mean. And the suggestions always come with a story. And the interesting thing to me is that for decades, public media, radio and television has been telling America's story, and that story continues to change as America changes and becomes more diverse. And in so many ways, our stories are becoming much more interesting. But the fact is, as women, we have been interesting forever. Absolutely. Sometimes we just don't realize it, but just put that in your head. You're very interesting. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, where every single woman had an opinion and never, ever waited for you to ask, what was it? I thought that was normal. And I remember when I was in high school and I was going to Manhattan, and I was standing on the subway, on the platform, and I was next to this woman who was very well-dressed, calm, not foaming at the mouth. That was the other woman on the other side. And she started talking to me, and she said, yeah, I told him. She said, as if we had been having an in-depth conversation. Yeah, I told him, you fool around and I'll kill you. So, he fooled around, and I killed him. At that moment, the train arrived, and I was really released from making a citizen's arrest. But I always wondered, did she really kill him? And that's what a good story really does. It keeps you coming back for more. So, we are so fortunate that we lived today. Well, we have no other choice, so we may as well look at it as a benefit, because technology has made it possible for us to access the stories we want to hear and tell them on our timeline, not someone else's, to hear stories from strangers, and after they're over, they just impact your life because you think about them over and over again. I mean, really, who knew that the world was waiting for Bad Mother, that all those feel-good books about how we could be good mothers really wasn't doing anything for us. And podcasting opened up a whole new venue where women could really move beyond stereotypes and connect through the truths that we really all recognize. Fugitive Waves with the wonderful Kitchen Sisters, stories from the flip side of history. I really am not so sure it is the flip side of history. More and more, I think it is the right and real side, and we need more right and real side stories. Now, I know all these initials are confusing: CPB, PBS, WNYC, NPR. The Corporation, though, for Public Broadcasting, CPB, we have a very specific and unique task that was given to us by Congress. We serve as the steward of the federal appropriation, and we have to ensure that the monies that we get through this appropriation truly are strengthening and advancing public media so it can be relevant in the lives of Americans the way they're living their lives now. So it means we have to be constantly investing in innovation in the present just to keep up with Americans who really have left the couch taking all their techno toys with them. And we want to be on that trip with them, delivering content that people want, when they want it, where they want it, how they want it. And podcasting delivers a customized opportunity for listening to stories that inspire, make you laugh or cry, or just feed your curiosity. My priorities for CPB, and they've been in place quite a long time, are shaped by what we call the 3Ds: digital, diversity, dialogue. But now, in terms of digital, I've substituted the word disruption. And disruption is wonderful. It is so great. Otherwise, we would be just embracing the status quo. And a good friend of mine, Howard Stringer, former CEO of Sony, said, be careful that you don't hold onto the status quo long after the quo has lost its status. So disruption insists that we bring new thinking to replace old thinking, that we keep asking, why not? So the best stories are not cosmeticized. They connect us to our humanity as we try to deal with whatever life, I guarantee you, is going to throw at you. And I'm very curious, how many of you read Sheryl Sandberg's letter on Facebook? It was, to me, the most extraordinary thing. As she talked about her grief, her pain, her anger, her loss, and hope following the death of her husband. It's one of the most real things about death and separation and love and loss beyond cliches that you can read, and I recommend it. It was, for me, a story I won't forget. And that kind of connection is why we want to listen to the Kitchen Sisters, Anna Sale, Hilary Frank, Manoush. But the fact is, we really need more women in podcasting, and that's why CPB is so proud to support WNYC's commitment to grow this kind of storytelling. And I'm so glad I was able to come up here and listen a little while. Last night was hilarious, really, really good. I can see our grant has been put to good use, but I have to tell you, this is only the beginning of our commitment, and we want to do more. And I have a feeling we will. Laura's got the proposal right now, which is what I love about it. This festival really gives us an opportunity to help all of you and many, many others take a look at what it takes to really be a great podcaster, and then help other women tell these stories, discover their voice. So I want to thank you all for being here and for what you do. I know I'm going to hear much more from you in the future. So stay happy, stay angry, and don't give up. Thank you.